Gemini, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Gemini love reading. I am sorry it has been so long since I did the last reading for you, but these last 3 months have been a freaking nightmare for me. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't really feel like talking about it. Just been a whole string of things happen right back to back. I think it's over at this point. I had to go make an appearance in court on September 21st. I'm not in any trouble. It wasn't actually my court hearing. I got called to testify. So yeah, it's been a psychological nightmare this 3 months. But I'm back now. That is hopefully 100% behind me. The decision hasn't come back yet, but like I said, it's not my case. So I just did what I had to do here in terms of testifying. But I am back now. Let's get on with this Gemini love reading for October 2023, because today we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in October 2023. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Gemini, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get on with it here. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Gemini and their romantic person of interest, October 2023. We're not taking a whole pile. We got a lot going on here. I'll show you what it is. We got the Empress, 2 of Swords, Page of Wands, 8 of Cups, all shot out together. Just off the top, this looks like the birth of something new, or some decision about birthing something new or rebirthing something, and that decision hasn't been made yet. There looks to be a willingness to take the first steps in that direction, but there's also this energy of being emotionally detached, maybe even physically detached and walked away here. Could be someone has birthed something new and hasn't fully decided what they're going to do yet, but they're kind of leaning in the other direction, looking like walking away here. Hopefully, that's just a mess that fell out and that has nothing to do with you, but we will see as we go. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Gemini and the romantic person of interest. Yeah. Let's get 3 for you, Gemini. What's going on with Gemini as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in October 23? Good grief. Not hesitating to talk. That is for sure. What's going on with your person, Gemini? What's going on with Gemini's romantic person of interest as it relates to Gemini and the connection between them in October 2023. I gotta double check that and make sure I don't have anything else flipped over here. That felt weird. Looks like there's a lot bubbling under the surface here with you guys, or a lot going on. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 10 of Pentacles. Now that looks promising. And say the rest of it does, but this 10 of Pentacles is most people's goal in terms of like the physical reality. This is maximum stability, maximum abundance, maximum prosperity. This would be like the combining together of 2 people or 2 families and all their assets and resources to build some stable, happy home life here. This would usually be like living together or building a life together or going down the path toward that at the very least. A lot of times this will describe people that live together or are married or are in a very, very committed relationship where they're physically together most of the time. But then we have a severing to that. We have the Queen of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. This is usually someone who's very smart and knows what's going on around them, is very fair and likes to communicate openly here. And this is usually a case of someone offering to let someone else speak their truth, only the truth they speak isn't really the truth that she knows, and then it's off with the head. This is usually the severing of a connection, excuse me, or the severing of something or someone who is no longer in your best interest anymore. Yeah, this is looking like committed relationship, marriage, living together type of a thing. King of Pentacles would be half of the equation that builds that 10 of Pentacles. The other half would be the Queen of Pentacles. They work together as equals to build and manage that. So this would represent husband or stable person that's building their world around me or building their world with me. And there's some sort of a severing in the middle of that. Some speaking of the truth and some severing. And then looks like potentially King of Pentacles doing some very fast, decisive action taking here. This is actions, like very swift actions being taken, actions that weren't thought through first or that weren't thought through in the process of doing them. They're just, the actions are taken and there's no thinking about it until after the fact. After the fact, I don't like what happens at the moon after the fact. This is fear, worry, and anxiety, usually based on uncertainty, but this can also represent something being hidden in the dark, a secret being kept, some illusion being displayed here, where there's something going on that you don't have all the information and it's being hidden. That's the overall energy. We'll probably come back to that more as we go along, but this shared energy is energy that is affecting both of you here in October 2023, Gemini. Doesn't always affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes they did this and now you're feeling the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they said or did something and now it's making you feel or act this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately an external thing that's affecting you both, but for the mutual point of interest between the two of you, we have the Five of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. Fives are conflict. Fives are change. It's sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these three cups that have been spilled and all the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted, all the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. There are still two upright, completely full cups in the background, which tells me that there is still a connection being felt between the two of you. There's just there's more wrong than there is right at this point. Excuse me. This card's core meaning is about whatever someone focuses on literally dictates to them the emotions they experience. This is about experiencing negative, low vibrational emotions like sadness, depression, regret, guilt, remorse, feeling loss. This is about, if you focus on the past, you will feel what you felt in the past. If you focus on something you've lost, you will feel that loss. If you focus on something that you think is missing, you will feel that gap in your life. This is someone not having their focus in the right place. Got a lot of spilled love and emotions here. Let's clarify this and see what else we can find out for you, Gemini. Tell me about this Five of Cups. Why is that the mutual point of interest between Gemini and their romantic person of interest? Okay. Time out. Here, I got one shoot all the way across the floor. Hang on 1 second. I'm getting too old for that. Good grief. I normally get 3 clarifiers. I just got 6. And I actually had one flip over, but then flip itself back. So we could have had more than that. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. Again, it's a 5. It's a conflict. It's a change here. We have this stable, abundant home life, this combined together physically, and then a severing to that of a sadness and remorse. Now I've got abandonment. This is about being cast aside. It's about being left out in the cold, abandoned, walked away from, discarded. This is a breakup kind of an energy here. And then I've got the 9 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. This is about being walled off and defensive, but it's also a card of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt. Hence this wall he's built around himself. It's a defense mechanism. It's a way to protect himself. He doesn't want to get hurt again. He doesn't want to be hurt anymore. He wants to heal. So this tells me that there is some hurt and some pain involved in this. Definitely sadness and remorse, potentially feelings of someone feeling like maybe I'm not good enough, being hurt, walled off. This can also represent a barrier in the way between the two of you. Being walled off from something that could potentially hurt you, or feeling like you're protecting yourself from being hurt. Because if you look through the cracks, you might see 7 swords, which is Aquarius energy of lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind someone's back, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. This is not a pleasant energy. It doesn't always mean that. Sometimes this can represent self-preservation. Like, I don't want to be hurt, so I'm going to steal these swords to make sure they can't be used against me, make sure I can't be hurt here. So this can be self-preservation kind of an energy, because I've already been hurt. I'm currently still hurting, and I don't want that to get worse. And it could also just as easily be telling me that this is the reason for the hurt, is this sneaky, deceptive, lying, cheating type of an energy here. When I clarify the 5 of Cups, I get the 2 of Wands, 3 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, Page of Wands, and Death. Like, 2 of Wands. 2s are decisions. This is a fork in the road. This is a crossroads in your lives, a crossroads in this relationship. This is a decision point, and it's a decision about which of these 2 paths leads me to the world that I really want. Which path do I need to leave behind in order to get what I really want? So this is that decision point about that. Wands are the passion, the desire suit here. So there's passion and type energy behind this. I have quite a bit of wand energy out here. 3 of Swords, this is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. That third energy is not always another person, and when it is, it's not always a romantic third party. It can definitely represent a third party getting involved and causing a heartbreaking thing, and it could be why we've got sadness and remorse. We do have 3 cups of love here, and they're spilled out. We have a decision point related to passion and desire. We have an abandonment. We have a severing of a home life here, and it looks like a husband figure doing some stuff that they didn't think about and now keeping it secret. Shit, I didn't go far enough. The thing they're keeping secret is 3 of Swords. Heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. Starting to look like third party. I've seen 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords twice now. Some choice between the wand here, the passion stuff. Next, I have the 9 of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy. This is a singles energy. This is an independent kind of an energy. This is about being physically single, like with you or without you. I can do this on my own. I don't need you to physically take care of me. I don't need you to financially take care of me. I got all that. I can do this all by myself, with or without you. This doesn't mean someone wants to be single. It just means they either view themselves as being capable of doing it alone, or this could also represent a person who's actually not single. They're in a 10 of Pentacles, committed, probably combined together type of a relationship, but they're presenting themselves in the physical world as if they are single. Even though there's this 4 of Wands, this happy home life here. This is celebration of the home and the family. It's stability. 4s are stability of this being the home, the family, the relationship. This is also an energy of manifesting. These 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting here. So this can represent the thing that someone has been trying to manifest. They're not waiting on it anymore. It's actually arrived here. It's like there's this choice and this heartbreaking thing, and we've skipped the waiting on it. We're just single energy straight into, we're gone from the 2 to the 4. We're skipping the 3, the waiting for it to happen. It's just I choose it, and now here it is because I'm presenting as single. And now there's this Page of Wands, which I'm getting ahead of myself, is the central energy in your person's energy here. This is the minor arcana version of the Fool. It's about having the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. This can also represent news and messages and communications about passion and desire, like passionate messages. And then we have progressing forward into Death here. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending to something. This is something dying so it can be reborn again in a different way. This is a painful transformation process, a painful metamorphosis, a painful transition period. A lot of times when a person goes through this, it really, really sucks during the time when it's all happening. But afterwards, you come out the other side better. It's just, again, a matter of where's your focus at, though, because it's really hard to look positively on something like this as it's happening. Looking like we got some serious problem going on here. that is the mutual point of interest, the shared energy affecting you both. Let's take a look at your energy here in October 2023. In this connection, Gemini, we have the Sun, the King of Wands, excuse me, and the Four of Pentacles. The Sun is the Leo Major Arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than that. This tells me that you get a lot of happiness from this person. They were like the center that you were orbiting around, the source of your happiness here. Or at least that's how you viewed things here. This is also a card that represents illumination. In fact, this is the card that comes immediately after, where did it go here? After the moon in the sequence of the major arcana cards. So when something's being hidden in the dark, something's being kept secret and hidden, and there's some kind of illusion going on around you that you don't know about, the next step is the sun comes out. It shines its light into the darkness and exposes what was being hidden in the dark. So this could just as easily represent that you got a big source of happiness from this person in this relationship. It can also represent something got exposed to you, something became eliminated. And now there's sadness and remorse, and it's like a speaking of the truth and severing of this, at least the living together aspect of it. There's definitely someone abandoning or leaving or getting kicked out. Tell me about the Sun. Why is that this first card of Gemini energy, please? Here's the Sun. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. More Leo energy. Like I said, this can represent illumination. This is a card of recognition. Now, sometimes this is about you being recognized for something, like being publicly recognized for something. More often than not, this was a card that would indicate you coming to some sort of a recognition, either about yourself or about this person or about the connection between the two of you. You recognizing something, and whatever it is you recognize allows forward movement for you. Successful forward movement for you. It could be your person, you're recognizing some sort of illuminating truth about your person and their forward movement, because here we are running into that Five of Cups, that shared energy that's affecting you both again. So again, conflict. This is sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on something that you don't have anymore, focused on a loss of something, focused on the past of something, potentially even focusing on Three Cups, as in 3 cups of love that spilled everything out. There is still a connection that you feel in the background, though. And then you're kind of stuck, and Hanged Man is very stuck, stagnant energy. It's like no forward movement, no progress is happening. Things are at a dead standstill. And this is also about trying to look at things from a different perspective than normal, a different point of view than you would normally look at things from, trying to figure out how to get it unstuck, how to move forward from here, how to move forward. If this is saying that you're stuck in this heartbreaking type energy, this sad, remorseful, almost depressed type of an energy, if you're holding on to something here, that's what has you stuck. Four of Pentacles is holding on tightly to something, not wanting to let go of it. Probably holding on to the happiness that you got from this connection. But it's the thing about illumination. Once you see something, it's really, really hard to unsee it. Clarify the Sun. I have the Six of Cups, Five of Wands, and Hermit. Six of Cups is more Scorpio energy. So we're escalating now from the Five of Cups to the Six. This is a card of the past. It's thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, thinking about the good old days and the way things used to be and the happiness between us when it was all good. Thinking about that can also represent a person from the past or something from the past trying to come back around again. It could be that you have happiness and a history in this connection, but then there's this Five of Wands, which is more Leo energy. But again, it's a five, it's a conflict, it's a change. This can be competition, this can be fighting, this can be like, it's a wand suit. So it's like a conflict in your desires, an internal conflict where a piece of you wants what you had in the past. A piece of you wants that happiness back, but then another piece of you is all focused on everything that's been spilled and what happened to spill it all out. And that piece of you is pulling in a different direction. So you're playing this internal battle of tug of war in terms of what is it that you really want. That's probably why I'm seeing two of wands, that fork in the road, that decision point. Choose the path. Which do you want your world to be like? Pick the path. And you're torn because you're still focused on the happiness of the past. You're focused on the thing that you used to have that you don't have now. And that is hard to deal with. It puts you in hermit mode. This is the Virgo major arcana card. That has to be on my shirt. I know a lot about hermit mode. I just came back from it again myself. I think since I've started this channel, I've been hit with something that's put me in hermit mode, I think 4 separate times now. So I get it. This is withdrawal. This is isolation. This is something happening. Like, this is not a choice. No one chooses to go into hermit mode. Something happens and it forces a person into hermit mode. It forces us to withdraw inside ourselves. This is like deep inner reflection, deep contemplation, trying to examine yourself and figure out what adjustments to make so that you can move forward successfully. You can also indicate that there's this lack of communication between the two of you, like communication is shut down. Or if it's not shut down completely, it's dramatically different than it used to be. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I saw the passionate communication down here, the passionate news and messages and communications. I said that that's central to your person's energy out here. That same page of wands just described the hermit and the lack of communication and shutdown of that. The hermit is also in your person's energy over here. It would not surprise me a bit if there is passionate communication going on. It's present in the shared energy that affects you both. It's also present in your person's energy, but it's not present in your energy. So they're having the passionate communications with someone else, because in terms of the two of you, you're probably not talking right now. Central to your energy, Gemini, is the King of Wands. This is either Sagittarius or Leo energy. I've seen a lot of Leo so far. I've seen quite a bit of Scorpio so far. Quite a bit of fire energy, period. I got a little Libra out here, a little Aries, a little Virgo, a little bit of Capricorn, some more Virgo, some more Virgo. You could be dealing with any of those signs. You could literally be dealing with any sign. This is a collective reading. It's going to be almost impossible to pin down exactly who you are dealing with, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person when I'm doing this reading. This isn't like a personal reading. This is a collective reading. So I'm getting a blend of thousands of different Geminis right here. So I'm going to call the signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But this is definitely Sagittarius or Leo energy. The King of Wands is someone who you probably view as very charismatic, very charming, very good looking, very sexy, someone that you probably have a lot of attraction and desire for. This is someone, if it's representing that person and how they are, this would be someone who's very driven and motivated, and they don't take no for an answer. They go get what they want. They're either going to find a way to get it or they're going to make a way to get it. But this is also the pinnacle of the wand suit. And the wand is it's the phallic symbol of the deck. It's the male phallus, using it to be intimate, sexual energy. So this is someone who's not just driven and motivated in the general sense, but they're also driven and motivated in that passion, desire, sexual energy sense. But tell me about this King of Wands. Why is that central the energy for Gemini in this geopolitical October 2023? Yeah, you saw me flip that right side up. I don't read reversals. Whenever it comes out upside down, I just flip it over. I don't even realize I do it most of the time. I know some people flame me in the comments sometimes, but I don't really need them upside down to be able to tell you what it means. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. This is the Sagittarius Major Arcana card. So here, another reference to Sag again. This is a card of patience. It's really about blending two different things together to make something new, and doing it little bits at a time and making fine-tuning adjustments along the way. It's not, let's dump both of these cups fully together and see what we get. This is like, let's do it a little bit at a time and make some adjustments here. This can be an energy of reconciliation, because in tarot, water represents love and emotions. And here the water, the love, has been separated into two different cups. But this angel is blending it back together, recombining the love back into one. So this can represent that you have this very strong desire for your person and a very strong desire to reconcile with them, a really strong desire to like probably try to cut them some slack and be patient with them. Then I've got that Five of Pentacles lurking in the background again. Abandonment, being cast aside, being left out in the cold, a breakup, being made to feel like you're not good enough, having the walls come up to protect you here, like defensive energy. Or this could be the defense that your person is putting up, the barriers they're putting in the way between the two of you. I'm breaking up with you, I'm leaving, I'm blocking you out, I'm putting these walls up to protect something that I don't want you to look at. The Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing, deceptive behavior. Again, though, it could be you are trying to be patient, even though they broke up with you. Your walls are up, your defenses are up, you're trying to protect yourself. This could just represent self-preservation in that you don't want to be hurt. Ten of Cups right behind all that. This is looking so much like a very committed, either living together or married or going that route type of a relationship where you're together physically most of the time. You believe you have this happily ever after fairy tale romance here that's everything you want it to be, but there are cracks all over the place. And I have a feeling that you've seen things you can't unsee that put this in serious question. And it looks to me like it's things you've seen about this person here and what actually drives and motivates them. Clarifying that King of Wands, I have the Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, the Six of Swords. The Hierophant is the Taurus Major Arcana card. This is a card of commitment. It's a card of taking things to the next level. This is a marriage card. This is like being in a very, either a marriage or a very committed relationship that is going to the next level of that. And it looks like there is history here tied directly to that commitment, happiness that used to be here in the past, and now it's been replaced with conflict and silence and a sword severing. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword of victory. It's also the sword you use to make a decision with. Decision, the Latin word decision comes from, literally means to cut off the other options. Decision has been made because there's only one option left. This is also the sword the Queen of Swords uses to sever a relationship. And there's an internal conflict here. Either you're pulling one way and they're pulling a different way, and you both want different things, and that there needs to be a severing because of that, or you're torn about whether or not to sever this commitment with this person. The history and the happiness. Six of Swords is Aquarius energy. This is moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving all these rough, choppy waters of the past behind you, moving away from some mentally and psychologically painful thing. It's about moving away from pain and moving forward toward pleasure, moving forward toward what you want. There's an implied choice that comes with this. The woman, the child, all the swords in the boat represent that moving forward, you're still carrying some burdens from the past with you. And that's really the implied choice. The painful thing has already happened in this scenario. You can't change that at this point. Your real choice in the matter is, what do you do moving forward into your future? Are you going to let the burden that pain caused you come into the future with you and continue to weigh you down? Or do you carry forward with you the lessons that painful thing taught you so something like that doesn't happen again? That's really that's what you're supposed to be reflecting on right now. It looks like it is what you're reflecting on right now. Final card in your energy for October 2023, Gemini, Four of Pentacles. Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. This is not wanting to let go of your person, not wanting to let go of the happiness, not wanting to let go of the history, the commitment, the past, and being torn about whether or not I can cut this off and move on without it. Like this is feeling like more than just, do I carry the burden or the lesson forward with me? This is feeling like, can I move forward into my future and still bring this person with me? Or are they the burden that needs cut off? Do I have to leave them in the past and move forward without them? And there's this energy of not wanting to do that, not wanting to make that choice, not wanting to let go. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. Why is that here for Gemini? October 2023, please. One more. Never get out. And there's that choice that's going to stiffen to me. Bottom of the deck. Six of Wands. Again, Leo energy, recognition. Recognizing something, and whatever it is you're recognizing, allowing forward movement to take place. But it's not taking place because you hit sadness and remorse and about the past again, thinking about the past and focusing on the past and what you used to have and what you've lost and what you don't currently have. And how there's still a connection here. You're recognizing something about holding on to that, keeping you stuck, unable to move forward. This is also about the Hermit and the Hangman are very similar. They're both about trying to figure out what the hell do I do moving forward. The key difference is where is their focus. The Hermit is focused internally. They're focused inside themselves, searching their own soul, searching inside their own shadow, trying to figure out what adjustments to make so that forward movement can happen. And with the Hangman, it's about looking at things from a different point of view or a different perspective. It's about external focus. It's about looking at the things outside of me, not about looking at me. I'm not making adjustments to me. I'm making adjustments to you. I'm making adjustments to this stuff, to these people, to these situations. I hope this isn't saying that you're putting your focus on this external person and waiting for them to recognize something to change the way that it's become, and you're stuck waiting on them. I hope that's not what this is saying, because you have no control over what they're going to do. Yet there's nothing you can do to change what's going on external. All you have control of is what's going on internally, what you choose to focus on. Yeah, there's this energy of trying to overcome the obstacles. The Chariot, this is like using just the will alone to overcome these obstacles and challenges and move forward successfully. There's also an issue of balance here, though. There's the dark side and there's the light side. You notice there are no reins to control this. The driver uses sheer will alone to power this and to control it. And if the driver is not fully emotionally in alignment, if they're not fully in balance, the dark side will pull one way, the light side will pull a different way. And this either won't move anywhere and it'll be every bit as stuck as the Hangman, or worse yet, as it moves forward, that pulling in different directions will rip it in half. Don't get stuck focusing on them and trying to figure out how to adjust them, because that's a non-winnable game. When I clarify this Four of Pentacles here, this being holding on to something and not wanting to let go of it, I get the Nine of Cups, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. And these two middle cards are yelling at me. Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. This is a step backwards from the Ten of Cups that we all want, that happily ever after, that being combined together and fully in love. This is singles energy. This is much like this Nine of Pentacles is singles energy. This is single physically. This is single emotionally. This is my own personal happiness and wish fulfillment is the most important thing to me. It's easy to, this can be great energy. Don't get me wrong. This is where we all need to be. This really should be the goal. This is like, I don't need an external person to make me feel happy or to make me feel whole. In fact, an external person can't make me feel anything. Like, my feelings are mine. They're under my control. They're connected to my brain, not this external person. So this is a good energy to be in. I'm happy in and of myself. I love myself. I'm completely whole and okay emotionally on my own. But this can easily turn into something that's like self-indulgent, overindulgent, self-centered kind of an energy here. Like, me, myself, and what I want is more important than what you want or than what's best for us. It can be something like that. Especially with this Knight of Swords kind of an energy here. Now, this could just be telling me, if this isn't describing your person, this could be telling me that what you really want to hold on to is your version of what your personal happiness and wish fulfillment is. See, with the Sun as the very first card here, you view your person as a source of happiness. It looks to me like there's a marriage here or a very committed relationship here. And you're not wanting to let go of what the thing that you think is happiness. But if this is your person, you got a problem, because this is like a narcissistic energy here. This is very, very fast forward movement, fastest knight in the deck, rushing forward and taking some rapid, decisive action that they didn't even think about first. They didn't think about it while they were doing it. They just do it, and they don't bother to think until it's already over with. Very abrupt, impulsive kind of an energy here. And if that's tied to someone who's self-indulgent and overindulgent and self-centered and smug and it's all about me, that's not a good mix. It's not a good mix. Knight of Pentacles. Slowest moving knight in the deck. Very stark contrast to this. This is slow, monotonous, one step at a time. Like, movement so slow, it probably feels like no progress is happening. This is just snail's pace. This can also represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do, just doesn't do it. He's got the Ace of Pentacles in his hand, the seed of abundance, yet the fields in the background are completely barren, completely empty, because he hasn't gotten off his ass and planted the seed yet. He knows he has it. He's holding it. He's looking right at it. He just hasn't done anything with it yet. These are very, very conflicting kind of energies. This is usually really slow, frustrating energy. When you're going through this, it feels like the Hanged Man. You can't hardly tell the difference between this is completely stuck versus this is the Knight of Pentacles here. Usually, this is where you want something to happen really fast, like at this pace, but you're getting the snail's pace instead. Look, I've got this isolation, this soul searching that you're doing, this deep inner reflection and contemplation about leaving something behind and moving forward. And then this energy of either doing it so slow, it's monotonous, but more likely of like knowing that I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to leave this behind and move away from the pain and move toward what I want, but I'm not doing it because I'm still holding on to something. I'm still holding on to my view of this person and how I represent them in my mind. I'm holding on to the happiness that I used to have here, that I used to have. I say used to have because there's the past. There's the past again. There's the past all over this. That's your energy in this connection here in October 2023. I'm going to scoot this. Wait, I missed a card. 3 of Pentacles. Capricorn energy. Teamwork and collaboration and working together as equals to build something of value. What you would be working together to build here is the 10 of Pentacles. That's another thing you were holding on to. It looks like still probably wishing and hoping, like what would make you the happiest is if that came back. And if it is making progress, it's happening at such a slow pace you can't tell. It'd be like watching a flower grow. You could stare at it all day and you can't tell anything's happened. Okay, scooting this over in some more room. Your person's energy in this connection for October 2023, Gemini. Knight of Wands is their first card. Page of Wands. And the Hermit. It's Knight of Wands. This is the second fastest moving knight in the deck. Only one faster is this Knight of Swords that we see here. This is rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action on something there's passion and desire for. This is also usually a really wishy-washy, bullshit, in and out kind of an energy here. This is a non-committal energy. I see commitment over here on your side. We got the Hierophant here. Commitment, taking it to the next level. This is non-committal in the sense of I can't stay fully committed to what I say I want. You know, I get gung-ho about this thing. I take all this rapid, passionate action on it because I'm excited and gung-ho about it, but then I'm backpedal for some reason. I back off. I go a different direction here, and I can't keep my mind made up. This is sometimes called the player of the tarot deck because it can be that wishy-washy in and out, back and forth. I come running in and tell you everything that you need to hear in order for me to get what I want. And once I get what I want, I go somewhere else and do the same routine there, and I play both sides of the fence. It can be either of those two things. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands. What is that? The first card here for Gemini's representing person of interest on October 2023. Okay, thank you. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Again, there's that will to overcome the obstacles, to overcome the challenges, to move forward very quickly in success and victory. Is the alignment there? Can this actually move? Is it going to tear itself apart? I can tell you right now, this is not aligned energy. This is back and forth. I can't keep my fucking mind made up energy right here. This can also signify the pulling in two different directions. Could be they're trying to pull one way and you're trying to pull the opposite way. And there is no, you're both pulling in the same direction on the same thing. You're both, we get there this way and rip. And at once, there's some heavy burden attached to this here. Either the fact that we're pulling in opposite ways is creating a burden here, or the fact that this person has something they feel like they need to overcome is creating a burden here. But this is Sagittarius energy. Six of Wands, Leo energy, recognition. Either they're getting recognized for something that they did here, and they're carrying the burden of that recognition, or they're recognizing something that is allowing forward movement, even though there is a burden in place. Not sure. When I clarify this Knight of Wands, I get the World, Queen of Wands, the High Priestess. The World is the final card of the major arcana. It's the last card. This is the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. In terms of zodiac signs, it's the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. Something coming to an end and something new starting based on this wishy-washy in and out, back and forth kind of an energy here. Queen of Wands. This is the other half. The King of Wands. You're Gemini. You're supposed to be showing up as an air sign over here. This would be Aries. This would be Leo. This is, if it's not a fire sign, this is representing aspects of the way your person is viewing someone as sexy and vivacious and fun to be around and the life of the party. And I'm very attracted to this person. It's also someone who's bold and passionate, and fiery and outspoken. And the life of the party, she goes out and she gets what she wants and she doesn't take no for an answer, which can sometimes cause this type of a person to end up as a drama queen a little bit. And we've got the Queen, opposite the Queen, the High Priestess. This is she who knows. This is the divine feminine of the deck, the first feminine energy in the deck. She represents the unconscious mind, the intuition, your connection to source, spirit. She sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she sees everything. She knows everything. She doesn't tell us everything, though. She can represent there's information you don't have, because sometimes we're not meant to know things, or sometimes there's no need for us to know until it's time for us to know, at which point she clues us in through our intuition, through signs, synchronicities, gut feelings, dreams with messages in them, that internal knowing where you got this feeling and you know something even though you have no actual way of knowing it. That's this. Central to your person's energy is the Page of Wands. We already saw that down here in the shared energy that came right between manifesting something that they had desire for in death and ending here. Look, I've got an ending and something that they had desire for right here. And then there's this intuitive knowing attached to that. This is passionate messages, passionate communications, someone having the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. Tell me about this Page of Wands. Why I said here for Gemini's person of interest. Yeah, you know, say Page of Wands here, please. Let's get one more on this Page of Wands. Tell me about that, please. Okay, we'll take an extra. I don't get to decide these things. I just get to do what I'm told. Here we go. Bottom of the deck. Page of Swords. Got too many pages here. Pages are the lowest form of the court cards. They're the least developed, the least mature. So that this can represent news and messages and communications, but if it is, it's representing premature or immature communication. This is also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. Like, could be studying something, could be snooping around, trying to get information on something. Could just be trying to figure out what to do. Could be that this person had the willingness to take the first steps on something and looks very likely that they did. 100% they took the steps on it. This could represent a third party that saw something. This could be someone that knows this person, that knows you and saw what happened and potentially came to report it to you, tell you about it, or has seen it and is contemplating coming to tell. This could represent you snooped around and found some stuff you didn't want to find. Could be your person's now trying to figure out what the hell do I do because I have this burden that I'm carrying. There's definitely something going on you may not know about, like may not factually know about, but you feel it. You know it's there. Whether you want to see it or not is a whole different matter. Whether you want to believe your intuition can be a whole different matter. But this person is trying to figure out what to do with this burden that they're carrying. And recognition is right behind that burden. It could be that they very well did get recognized for doing something here that they shouldn't have done, and now they're carrying the burden of it. When I clarify this willingness to take the first steps toward passion and desire, new path toward that, I get the Fool, Ten of Pentacles, the Magician, Seven of Swords. Fool is the first card of the tarot deck. Very first card of Major Arcana and the whole tarot deck. Is sitting right beside the World, the ending of the Major Arcana. This is full cycle, beginning to end. Full shebang between the two of you here. It's going backwards. This is the ending, and at the same time, it's a new beginning starting over with the Fool. So this is a new beginning to something for your person. They started out as the minor arcana version of the Fool and had the willingness to like test the waters here and take the first step in this new direction. And now this is just full on, screw it, I'm doing it. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to know what all the steps are before I take the first step. I don't need to know how this is going to work before I take the first step. I'm just going to take the leap of faith and I'm going to do it. Sometimes it can represent foolish behavior, risky behavior, unnecessary risks, taking risks outside of the connection. Whatever it is, it's coming from an ending here, and them perceiving this as a new beginning for them. If they're taking risks outside of the connection, they're doing it in the middle of a either living together or married or a very committed, combined together physically relationship here. The Magician. This is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the tarot deck. This is someone who has all the tools, abilities, resources, everything they need to create the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. This is talking about actively manifesting the world that they want. I see that as the first card here in the shared energy, like choosing the path, choosing what I want my world to be like, which path gets me there. This is them doing something about that and actively trying to manifest what it is that they want. It's sitting right beside the High Priestess. Conscious mind, unconscious mind. The person who creates the situation, the internal knowing about that. This also does represent divine masculine, divine feminine. That does not mean twin flames by any stretch of the imagination. Don't let anybody tell you it does. This is the same type of energy that's present on the Lover's card. I don't have the Lover's card. This is definitely a powerful connection between the two of you, and it has history to it. But something is bad wrong because this person is manifesting something requiring heading a new direction, following passion and desire in a new way, taking a leap of faith on that while I'm combined together and I'm still creating this anyway. And that requires Seven Swords. This is Aquarius energy of lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something they shouldn't be trying to get away with. They're the one creating this whole scenario. And I have a strong feeling you don't actually have the factual data to support this. It's not like you got them on video or have a PI following them around documenting everything, but you know. Final card in your person's energy, Gemini, is the Hermit. And we already saw this as the final clarifier for your first card. It's the Virgo Major Arcana card. Withdrawal, isolation. Something happens that forces them inside themselves to do soul searching and deep inner reflection, trying to figure out what to do moving forward. This could just mean that communication between the two of you has shut down. It could mean it's very dramatically different. It could mean that they're searching their soul for something, because this shared energy is affecting them too. Heartbreak and sadness and remorse about the past. They could be having regrets about what they did. I don't necessarily see that. I see viewing it as like, well, I'm just doing it. Screw what happens. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just going to do it because I want to make this happen. Why is the Hermit here, please? Tell me more about the Hermit. Gemini's right. Any person of interest in October 2022. You'd be kidding me. Just insistent upon giving me extra cards. Bottom of the deck. Why is this not good news? The Lovers. Gemini's Major Arcana card. This is a powerful love connection. Again, this does not mean twin flames. It doesn't have jackboat shit to do with twin flames. Never has. This card used to be called the Choice. So it represents the interconnectedness between us and how the choices this person make affect you and the choices you make affect this person. This is the interconnectedness that we're all in this together. We can't make these decisions and not affect the people close to us. This is a choice in this powerful connection. This is a choice sometimes between more than one lover. And Cups. It's that happily ever after. This is what everyone wants. When I do personal readings, if people could like slip me an extra $50 and make sure the cards they want to see come out, this is them. Yeah, and this one. Something's bad and wrong. Here's their choice. Do I keep this happily ever after that I had? Do I take this new opportunity that's presented itself to me? This is a physical, tangible, real world. I can reach out and touch it. Physical opportunity presenting itself. And that opportunity has a secret attached to it. Has an illusion attached to it. Something is being hidden in the dark related to some physical opportunity here. Why in the hell would you need an opportunity to do something physical if you have this? Some people they make no logical sense to me whatsoever. When I clarify the Hermit, pretty telling. You get the Six of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the King of Swords. I don't want to see swords. I got sword, sword, sword. Swords. Ending. Not talking to you. Sadness and remorse. Heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. I chose heartbreak and sadness. I chose third energy. I chose to be single. I'm manifesting what I want and I'm taking the first steps down a new path. And this is dead. When I clarify the Hermit, getting this Six of Pentacles, this is Taurus energy. This is sometimes a card of balance. It's generosity, reciprocity, equal give and take. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. You take care of me, I take care of you. Like equal give and take. That's not what this is. This is isolation of that. It's shutting down communication of that. This is also the merchant giving to two. The merchant giving to two. They have someone else. And they took the leap of faith on that. Whether they knew it was going to bring around the ending of the cycle with you or not, don't really think it mattered because they created what their will desired through hiding things, through secrets like we saw with the moon, through deception, sneaking around, trying to get away with something. this idea of giving to two here, and there's the Ten of Swords. This is Gemini energy of a swift, painful ending to something. This is an ending you probably didn't see coming. It's an ending of betrayal. No matter how you slice this, it's an ending. And it's sitting right next to the Ten of Pentacles. It's an ending to this combined together aspect here. And the other thing that's in the row with this ending to this being physically together, being physically combined together, is this other Queen. Next, I have the Nine of Swords. So we're going backwards here. We're going from the 10 back to the 9, but this is still not pleasant energy. This is mental anguish. This is thinking about something over and over again. It's fear, it's worry, it's anxiety. It's thinking about it with so much fear and worry and anxiety behind their thoughts that it's stressful. It's physical stress. It's sleepless nights. It's headaches. It's I don't want to see the situation. It's so bad. This is worrying profusely about something, about what it is that they manifested here. It is possible once the communication shut down. It's okay. It's even possible that their giving to two has come to a screeching halt and they didn't see that coming. It could be that. And now they're worried about what to do because, well, I lost the thing I was sneaking around with. I lost the thing I was trying to manifest. And I've also lost this magical connection that I had with you. And I don't want to look at any of that. Can't stop thinking about it though. Then there's this King of Swords energy, which is either Aquarius or Gemini energy. This is a decision-making energy. They made the decisions here. They were in control and they didn't listen to their heart. This is a very emotionally detached decision maker here. This is someone who does not consult their emotions when they decide. They look only at what's right in front of them. What's the facts? What's the truth of the matter? What are the numbers? What are the things I can see and verify that I already know about? What's all that stuff? And I'm going to decide based on logic and reason. And I'm throwing my emotions out the window. And I don't think that worked out very well because this is a very doing what's in my own best interest, what I want kind of an energy. And it led to this type of behavior. And this is not acceptable. And it's left you in a mess over here because you don't want to let go of them because there's all this history and all this happiness and this commitment, everything that you've had and how much of it has been spilled and lost now. And I don't know what this person is actually doing because they're not talking. And this is either there's not going to be any balancing this out, or this is like this other person I was giving to that I did all this risky behavior and stupid stuff with. And now there's an ending between the two of them and they're worried about what to do. And they don't want to face their emotions here. They're trying to not face their emotions. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Gemini love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.